Ugh. I haven't even told anyone that he's older than I thought. Nobody knows. Yeah. Just goes to show you, check their teeth. Especially Mustangs, because sometimes the BLM just gets it wrong. Like, they don't mean to. They just
Well, they don't see them get born, right? Like,
no, yeah, exactly. They don't see them.
know when.
Well, because I was talking to Nancy about that, and she's like, oh, they get it wrong. I'm like, well, they don't see them drop. Their only guess is their teeth. And if the horse isn't sedated enough, they're trying to look at their teeth while they're thrashing in the shoe. So, you know, it's like the best guess at most. Like my mare for my competition, they said was 3, got her teeth done, and they said she was, and the dentist was like, no, she's 4. I was like, oh, well, that's better, because she was literally 13 hands. I was like, oh, there is hope, she would have been a little bigger. The biggest issue with him is turning right. And I think it's because the last time I rode him, I put my Rommel on in a hurry because I only had like 20 minutes before my lesson. And I think my Rommel had a twist in it, so it was tighter on one side and it kept pulling on him. So I think that's why. Because like, he just wouldn't turn the one way and it was a whole fight. He's so tired. It's like, bless you. Thank you. No, I gave him hay, or you just eat it. No, you gave him hay. He just ate it that fast. Good. Great. Hay. Maybe Reno's just slow. Everyone looks like they're like chilling now. Alright. Just pull him up a little. Hey. We are not hoping, so I don't know why you're doing that. Thanks. what Reno's song is. Eye of the Tiger. Well, the line is, I'm like the eye of the tiger, eye of the fire. Wow, there we go, there we go. And he certainly thinks he's a champion. Straight line. Thanks. That's what I'm working on with this one right now. Tiger's gonna put his head down and relax. Try to bump, and squeeze my legs. My squeezing and kicking legs tell him to keep going forward until he gives. There, I gave a little bit. Bump. He's hard to keep forward or to quit on it. Bump in until he puts his head down. Because he does, there. He does know it. He's just being defiant. He's angry right now. Because he's not really warmed up quite good. I also have a habit of cutting that corner, so I make him throw it. He also thinks we're gonna lope today. We're not. Good. That's what that leg means. In case that wasn't clear.
What are your thoughts on tie out?
Don't.
Stuff?
Unless you're doing something where you're like roping. And I'll tell you why. Because your horse has no reason for a tie down. Neither did mine. Well, Azaria might need a tie down at some point. Because the main purpose when you're using a tie down well is balance. It gives them something to help them balance on. Not to keep their head down. And Cody uses them that way. He uses them to crank their head down so they can't pick them up. And that's not better. Not great. Good. Spin. Good side. Looping. Your time. Right now I'm just trying to get him to spin a little better. One of the things I saw practiced enough this morning, clearly, was to work on your spin. So you just keep turning until they turn sharper, and then you let go. Turn sharp. So you're kind of watching and feeling for him to step under himself. Let me see if I can do it over here. So I'm gonna let him right over, sit back after a turn. See how he stepped under himself a little more? Let him go. Sit. Ask him to keep trotting like he knows he's supposed to. Wait for him to really pull under himself. That's gonna help my turnaround, but only if he keeps trotting. Because what I learned from watching some videos and reading up on it is that the trot is the cadence for your spin. They should be able to trot, or they should be able to spin however fast they trot. This thing can turn to trot fast. Whoa. Spin. So there you try and let go. Trot up. Whoa. Spin. He tries, you let him go. He doesn't try to spank him a little bit. His issue is usually throwing over. There! Right, try a little bit. You're good. I'll move out your way. Then I give him a break. But it's a break with the trot. He thinks we're gonna lope. So I'll sit, whoa. He moves his hip over every time we stop. Let him hit the wall if he needs to. There. Fix his butt every time he stops. Good. He does really good on that side. He tried really hard on that side. If this other side, he just won't try particularly hard. There. You guys are pretty sweaty doing that. It's a workout for both of us. That'll help your rollbacks too. That little exercise.
Yeah, you showed me that one before.
No, I'm saying this exercise I just did will help your rollbacks.
Oh yeah, you showed me that exercise before.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh. What? Can you repeat myself? Never. So then, if I want to do a rollback, pull, push. But he's got to jump out of his skin to do it right. Pull. Good. Let him be confused. Pull. Good try. Leave him alone. I should also clarify the reason that I'm doing this exercise is because he already knows the spin. It's not something I would do on a horse that knows nothing about spin because
Then I don't know why I'm not really with her.
we don't have to just explain what I'm doing. You have to start teaching her the spin, and the only way to do that is 1 foot at a time. You get 1 foot. She, I think, would spin for you pretty good, only because, remember last night when we were working on poles and she kept hitting the pole? It's because she would plant her foot and turn, almost like she was trying to pivot around the pole for you. That's why I told you to go wider, because it looks like she's almost stopping, pivoting, and then turning and going. That's what it looks like. Which would make sense if she kind of lies forward. If I was teaching the spin, I would have him in 2 hands. There you go. So here, I would sit back, pull back lightly, push with 1 leg, release. Even though he didn't step over, pull back, release. Even if he walks out of it, I release. Because a spin should be forward. He's a little too forward in the spin
Whoa.
in some parts, in all like the worst parts, in fact. Okay. She crosses over even when she turns at the trot. Like she crosses her legs over like really well for you. It's just figuring out how to tell her to do it on purpose. Release. Good. Release. Good. A little more backwards. Release. Release. That was a good one. Yes. That was a good one. Yes. See, she'll do it. It's just you have to start super slow until she knows every time you ask that's the answer.
Gotcha.
Once she knows every time you ask that's the answer, if she doesn't do it better, she's flipping you.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He knows it. He's not good at it. So he needs the pressure to say, hey, try harder. Because he'll do it. He'll try like 10%. I mean, you've seen him.
Yeah.
And I need him to try at least 50%. I don't even need 100 today. But since I started doing that exercise, he's gotten night and day better. And it'll fix your steering. Like if they don't steer good and you work on that, they'll suddenly start steering really good. Because I mean, you know, this horse before wouldn't ride one-handed. Now, I can ride him one-handed. He knows there's a consequence when he doesn't listen. But I gave him more grace because I thought he was a 6-year-old. So I'm like, well, a 6-year-old really doesn't need to be spinning holes in the ground, especially if he's just a lesson horse. Now that he's 10, I'm like, okay, you can work harder than that. 6 is still an adult by all means, but, or a young adult. I just gave this horse a few too many excuses because he was abused and he was young, and now I'm finding out he's not young, so he's just kind of a bum in the dirt. I'm kind of a bum in the dirt, so let me get along. Oh, so we talked about pressure per square inch. We're going to do science class in horses today. Why is a rope halter more harsh, air quotes, versus a flat collar?
I'm not sure.
Because the pressure on a flat collar is across this much area. The pressure on a rope halter is across this much area. So it feels like, so why do snowshoes work?
Okay. The surface pressure, the snow, like, spreads it out.
Yes!
Whoa.
The same is true with rope halters. The same is true with bits. See those bits that are really thin hurt more and are damaging to the horse.
Whoa.
Because it's so thin, you can slice your tongue off with them. So, what was my original point? Oh, so we were talking about using your tool last night, right?
Yeah.
And how using your tool does not mean you need to spank the hell out of it. This looks really mean, right? Because it's all big.
I mean, well, to some probably, yeah.
And it makes a slapping sound when you use it, because there's two pieces. This is really gentle because of PSI. The pressure is across all of this. A crop is far meaner because it's a little twig, so when you spank them, they feel it all in that little line. This, they feel it like all across this. It's not nearly as painful. But people think it looks so mean. They're like, oh, you're hitting the horse. I'm like, yeah, kind of like if I slap you on the shoulder back with my hand. Like, doesn't really hurt, but it still kind of motivates you.
I think Rand's coaching.
She would be a beautiful, I really believe she'd be a beautiful ranch horse. I think Reno would be a cool ranch horse.
I think he'd be a cool Rand horse too.
nice pleasure prospect of any kind because she just jogs so nicely.
And we're working on that right now. I mean, it's not like 100%, but.
No, you've made huge strides. You didn't neck rein at all before. So, what I did with him is I had a set of continuous reins, like what you normally use, those barrel racing reins, and I put it on this bit, which this bit's kind of, this is a correction bit, so I would not do that for her. But you put it on, and what you do is, do you have TikTok?
Yeah.
Can I send you a TikTok through Messenger that you'll be able to see? I'm going to send you the exact TikTok I watched. It's Clinton Anderson. I have a love-hate relationship. He's kind of a jerk. He's a terrible human being.
I'm gonna say I know he's a terrible person.
But
his
he is a good trainer.
I'm gonna say his training.
He just takes it a little far sometimes. But what he did is he had the inside rein shorter, but he's still using one hand, and he would draw the rein and it would lay across, and then if they didn't move, he bumps the inside rein, and it teaches them to turn and keep their head to the inside.
Yeah.
I did a whole lesson on him on that, and now he neck reins because he knows there's a consequence. You could even do it with those. It's just the continuous reins were easier for me because they don't slide. You know, split reins slide a lot.
I just like practicing.
Oh, I prefer split reins all day. I do not like continuous reins. They're hard on my hands. It's hard for me to be a little more forgiving with them. Like, it's really easy for me to get a little harsh with them, and I don't like that. But even here, so Romel's, you're supposed to hold thumb up. And you're not supposed to cheater rein. I cheater rein with him the entire time. Because he's still not very good. But, like, I cheater rein, you can see my pinky, and I'll tighten, see, I tightened it just a fraction. And it was enough. But I've worked on weaning myself off of that so that I can eventually ride with no cheater rein. But he's also just not very good. Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't really want to be super good, which is fine. He teaches little kids to ride. He doesn't need to be a show horse. But when I ride him, I want him to ride around like he knows the job. So that's why I'm really hard on him, so that kids can then go mess him up and have fun with him. But people don't realize that he needs rides like this where he gets his butt kicked. This was a really low-key ride. You should have seen my last ride on him. He was drenched. Because we did that exercise, the trotting and picking his shoulder up and then spinning and trotting off and spinning and trotting off. We did that for like 20 minutes. He was wet. But today he's fun a little better. I thought at first that it was he didn't understand it. Because I try really hard to give them a lot of grace.
Yeah.
You know, I try to ascribe innocence to a situation before malice. But, see, I think he's out.
Go away, Rena.
See, but I think he's out and he needs to be adjusted. That's why I'm trying to not use him for lessons so he can have a break. But
We do not want to do
it turns out that he does know the job. He just doesn't want to do it. Because he's a bum. Oh, he's learning. When they yawn like that, it means they're learning. Hey, don't chew on my saddle. But also don't walk because I'll fall off. That was pretty good. I say we end where we're happy. How about that?
Yeah.
He still needs work on when I pick the rein up and squeeze, putting his head down. He's not super good on that, but it's going to take a while to fix that. Because he's got kids that yank on him all the time and screw it up. No. It's just part of the lesson horse fun.
Maybe if I ride her like she's a
Yeah,
buggy
there you
horse.
go. Give her a flick of the rein.
Or I say maybe if I ride her like she's a buggy horse, she'll listen better. Whoa.
So do we have a second lesson today?
No, we were just hanging out and riding together, and so we were talking about stuff.
Don't
touch her.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
No, you're fine. It's his problem, not yours.
Yeah,
You stand where you exist where you exist. It's not his job to bother people.
right.
He's got to get some responsibility. It was one thing when he was 6. It's another thing when you're 10.
You're not 10.
You're a grown man, literally. Hi, hello. Still has the mental maturity of a 6-year-old.
Definitely read
Well, I do want to leave for the lesson yesterday.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll turn his face away because he's kind of a jerk.
So it's a lot of ones.
You're good. Thank you. I was actually about to hop off because he was pretty good today. I'm trying not to fight with him too much if he's good. I told him it when I got on. I was like, "You're a good boy. I'll get off early and I'll leave you alone."
And I've already ridden her. I just was riding her single time, waiting for you.
We were hanging out, having fun.
I'm so glad.
Beep, beep. Okay, bye. I gotta grab my phone. That horse is really cute, so they were either talking about yours or mine.